Welcome back to Ozarks Tonight. Major airlines are losing money during the coronavirus pandemic with travel restrictions and stay-at-home orders across the country. We often hear about the economic impact of the pandemic on these major airlines, but general aviation is also suffering. This includes small local airports that serve their own communities. General aviation has an economic impact of about $247 billion annually and creates about 1.1 million jobs in the United States. In Arkansas, the economic impact is $467 million and 5,100 jobs. That's according to the Alliance for Aviation across America. Today, we are discussing how an area airport in Arkansas has been impacted and how that affects the local community there. Michael Pfeiffer, airport manager at the Carroll County Municipal Airport in Berryville, is joining us today. Michael, thank you so much for being with us.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
All right, so first of all, I want to ask how you are doing during all of this. How have things changed for you personally and at work?
Well, my wife and I moved here 5 years ago to get away from the hustle and bustle, and during this recent pandemic, that seems just like what we've done. Life for us has not changed drastically. Living in the Ozarks, being away from major metropolitan areas, other than the standard 6-foot distancing and wearing of masks, life has pretty much gone on normally, personally.
Yeah, that's good to hear. And that's one of the things we have also been discussing here, that it seems like the virus and the pandemic and all of those efforts have been taken a little bit more time to get to us, which has been good. That's one of the things people like about living here in the Ozarks. So tell me about the airport. As a manager there, tell me a little bit about your job and how that has changed, if anything, in terms of the business and the impact on the airport.
Well, being the only employee, it's not changed drastically, other than I don't have any airplanes to tend to. Since March, there's been probably a dozen arrivals. Normally we have between 50 and to 100 a month of out-of-town visitors. Again, that's been reduced to next to nothing. Fuel sales have been zero. It's been pretty quiet.
Paint a picture for me. Who are those people coming in? Who is using the airport when you talk about the 50 to 100 flights a month that you're having that has now been reduced to 12? Who is normally using the airport?
These are out-of-state, out-of-town visitors that come and leave their airplanes here for the week or weekend and visit a local tourist town. Now, most of the general fellows that live here locally, they've still been flying, but somewhat reduced.
How do you think this translates into the community? How does it show what's also happening with businesses and people who use the airport? If people are not visiting, obviously you're the first one to know how many people are coming in to visit if they're using your airport. How do you think that translates into what other businesses in that area are also seeing?
Okay, let me give you a little background where we are situated. We're 8 miles away from probably one of the nicest tourist towns in Arkansas, which is Eureka Springs. Normally, they have 700,000 to plus visitors a year, and a lot of them, of course, fly in, stop here, leave their aircraft, and use our fleet of courtesy cars to spend a weekend or weeks at the in town. It is a hospitality industry, and of course, it's been hit very drastically. Their unemployment rate is estimated to be at 90%. And several businesses, at least 3, have permanently closed. All of the events, festivals and concerts that are normally going on, they've all been canceled, of course. And it's expected to continue through May.
Now, knowing that we're expecting to see that through May, how are you adjusting? How are you planning for the next couple of months? Do you expect to see about the same number or even less for April and for May?
Realistically, we will probably bounce back quicker than most of the rest of the country because of our locale. The general populace has been good about staying at home and adhering to the social distancing situation, and there's been only 2 reported cases in the entire county. So once the travel bans have been lifted, the scare is over, I expect this part of the country to rebound rather quickly.
Is the airport receiving any help from the state or federal aid?
According to the CARES Act, we are receiving a $20,000 grant. That'll be used for salaries, lost fuel sales. We will put it toward building the infrastructure back up. Other than that, just general operations.
Michael, what would you say to other business owners in that area? You talked about Eureka Springs and how it's impacting them and all of the business owners. I'm sure you probably have some words of encouragement for them moving forward, and hopefully we'll see the end of this in a month or so. What would you share to other business owners and other managers in that area?
It's a tough time. I know they're experiencing money shortages. There's people lost their jobs, obviously. There's people lost their incomes, their lives, their livelihoods, their families have been affected. Luckily, we've had no deaths here. Arkansas is resilient. The people who live here are resilient. A lot does require outside influence, outside visitors, outside money to support the local economy. I do see that coming back. The environment is still here. In fact, the air has never been clearer, which is really something unusual that's happened. Very obvious. So local area will survive. As you say, country board will survive.
All right, Michael Pfeiffer, the airport manager at the Carroll County Municipal Airport in Berryville, Arkansas. Thank you so much for being with us today.
My pleasure.
We'll be right back with more right here on Ozarks Fox.